Kayak fisherman Matt was exploring a remote, pristine coastline in New Zealand. The weather was perfect, the water was glass, and he was hunting for a giant kingfish. But out here, you aren't the only hunter. While drifting near a shallow reef, Matt's live bait suddenly went frantic. Before he could even react, a massive shadow broke the surface.
What the Great white! Great white! Great white shark! Cutting the live bait off. This, I'm out of here. Oh mate, get out of the rudder. Holy shit. Fuck me, there's a huge great white behind me.
It was a massive great white shark, easily over 14 feet long, making it bigger than his entire kayak. It aggressively bit clean through his fishing line. Terrified, Matt began to paddle away. But the apex predator wasn't interested in the bait anymore. It wanted him. The shark locked onto his rudder, shadowing his every move just inches from the kayak. With 4 kilometers of open ocean between him and dry land, Matt was completely defenseless.
Is he still here? Fuck. Oh my god. Fuck that. He's still here. He's still behind me. He's just following me. If I get eaten, it's not going to be much fun. He's still right on my tail. He's following my rudder. Please don't attack me, bro. He's right on my tail. Alright, we'll throw this water bottle. He's turned on the water bottle.
In a moment of sheer panic, he threw a water bottle overboard, hoping to distract the monster. It didn't work. The shark ignored the bottle and closed the distance. Then, the worst happened. The shark suddenly vanished beneath the surface. Matt was left paddling blindly, terrified the great white was about to launch an ambush from directly underneath him. He kept a steady pace, praying he wouldn't look like a seal. Against the odds, Matt made it back to the beach safely. It's a chilling reminder that when you step into the ocean, you're stepping into someone else's home. 3 friends headed out for a peaceful day at their favorite hidden creek. The spot was known for holding trophy bass, but on this day, the water wasn't the only thing they had to worry about. Deep in the woods, they noticed something unsettling. A crude brick pathway led down to the water, and bizarre items were hanging from the trees, signs that they were encroaching on someone else's territory. They immediately remembered a terrifying encounter from just a few days prior. A man had confronted their group, aggressively hacking away at the brush with a massive machete. Hoping the machete man was gone, they decided to keep fishing. But as they moved further down the creek, they realized they weren't alone. Standing on the rocks ahead of them was the exact same man. This time he didn't have his machete visible, but something was terribly wrong.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh, something a little different. What's up? This is some kind of something. Look at that. Getting a little color in the pool pond. Right there. Right on that little, I forgot what that's called. Ooh, okay, he's in there. Really? What's that? As far as I need to go? Something wrong? What's that? Well, are you good?
I am, but yeah, I mean just fish, but yeah, you don't come back here.
Okay. We usually fish all the way down through there.
He was heavily under the influence, visibly tweaking and acting incredibly erratic. As the three men approached, the stranger became hostile, aggressively telling them not to come any closer.
What's that? Hung up.
I'll show you what.
Okay, sure.
I've lived here my whole life.
Okay.
There's certain things here, if you look close enough,
Yeah.
that is old.
Okay.
Probably before Roman Empire.
Okay.
You're not going to find nothing like fancy gold or anything like that. It's just, it's got my name
Okay.
etched in the rock.
Okay.
He was rambling incoherently, claiming he was hearing voices in the woods.
No.
But I have found some things here very, very neat.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, we don't want anything. You know what I'm saying?
No, I mean, there's
And
nothing as far as, there's nothing illegal or nothing like
Oh, yeah, yeah, of course.
that. I discovered something that's lost.
Okay.
Something I stole like, a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're not here to find anything, so we're just trying to fish.
I live right up the road, man. I've lived here my whole life.
Yeah.
I had this a year ago.
Yeah.
Somebody told me about stuff
Yeah.
in a home,
Yeah.
and it's clean.
Realizing the extreme danger of the situation, the three friends tried to de-escalate the tension. They didn't stand their ground. They slowly backed away, prioritizing their safety as they retreated from the unstable stranger. On their way out, they crossed paths with law enforcement and made the difficult choice to report the armed, erratic man lurking by the water. It was sunrise in a tropical wetland in Florida. 22-year-old Tommy Lee was out on the water, tarpon fishing. Everything was going perfectly, and he had just hooked into a great fish. But as he started winding his reel to bring it in, the peaceful morning took a terrifying turn. Out of the murky water, a gigantic alligator raised its head.
Well, that puts an end to my tarpon fishing.
The apex predator didn't hesitate. It locked its eyes on Tommy and immediately began approaching him. Stunned by the sheer size of the reptile, Tommy realized he was in extreme danger. "Jesus Christ, I gotta be careful here," he said, trying to keep his composure. He immediately stepped back to create distance, but the monster didn't stop.
Oh my God.
It lunged out of the water and began actively chasing him. A terrifying video of the incident captured the sheer panic as the alligator aggressively pursued him onto the bank, refusing to give up the hunt. Out here, losing your footing for even a second means becoming a meal. Fortunately, after a heart-pounding chase, the alligator finally relented and turned back into the dark water. Tommy escaped with his life, but he was left completely shaken. Two brothers were out on a massive lake when a relaxing fishing trip instantly turned into a chaotic nightmare. While casting near the shore, one of the brothers accidentally got his lure hopelessly stuck in a low-hanging bush. As they pulled the boat closer to free the line, they spotted the danger too late. Hidden deep inside the branches was a massive, aggressive wasp nest.
Hang on, stop. That's a wasp nest right there. That big thing right there. Get us out of here. Holy crap, if that thing hits that. Where's your lure?
You got something to cut line with?
Open this up. The scissors are right there.
The boat bumped directly into the bush, sending the swarm into a total frenzy.
Oh, so they're not moving.
Yeah, but good grief. Jeez almighty.
The angler managed to rip his lure free, but the wasps wanted revenge, and they completely bypassed him to launch a relentless attack on his helpless brother.
No! I'm about to get safe! Just get us out!
I'm trying. I don't know why we're not moving.
I'm about to jump in the water. I'm not kidding. What's wrong with the engine? Huh?
With nowhere to run on the open water, he was totally defenseless. The wasps swarmed his body, his head, and even stung him directly in the eye, causing it to swell instantly. The pain was so intense that he was ready to jump straight into the lake to escape. To make matters worse, the boat engine refused to start as a cloud of stinging insects trapped them. In the chaotic frenzy to escape, gear was flying everywhere, and a phone was knocked right into the water. Eventually, the engine fired up, allowing them to slam the throttle and escape the nightmare bush. A relaxing night of fishing turned into a psychological game of cat and mouse, when a group of anglers, including a mom, a child, and a nephew, realized they were being watched by something deep in the brush. It started with small, unsettling disturbances, rocks splashing in the water and pebbles being flicked in their direction. But the situation escalated when a massive boulder was hurled into the middle of the creek.
Hey guys, we're fishing. If you listen, there is something big moving through the brush. Listen. Do y'all hear that? It threw rocks at us last night. It's big. There is something big. There is something big in there. Threw rocks at the kids last night. Threw a big rock last night. There's something big walking in there. It's been grunting. I didn't know if I'd be able to even get it on camera. I said I was going to try. I'm actually doing a fishing video for my other channel. But man, this thing started just tearing the brush up.
sending a violent splash of water into the trees. Later, while standing on a bridge, the group was pelted with handfuls of sand thrown from the bank below. They tried to ignore it, focusing on their fishing, but the entity wasn't finished. A pebble struck one of the children in the head, forcing the group to pack up and leave in fear. The next day, they returned to the same spot and the activity resumed immediately.
We went fishing last night, and it's going to be a personal encounter. And while we were fishing, we started hearing something walking in the brush, and it was walking alongside the creek where we were fishing, and it was just, you could tell it was big. Well, this huge rock lands out in the middle of the creek, just busts the water. Water goes up into the trees, it's dripping. I mean, it was a huge rock. Well, later on, we start hearing these little, like, bloop, little rocks start landing up by us. They're not big, they're just little pebbles. We continue to fish, and it's my mom and me and my little boy and my little nephew. Later on, we get a whole bunch of sand thrown all over us from down below the bridge.
This was no animal. It was large, intelligent, and it wanted them to know they were not welcome in its territory. The fisherman kept his composure, but the realization was chilling. He wasn't just fishing in the wild anymore. He was being stalked. And while the forest finally fell quiet, he knew the truth. The creature hadn't left. It was just sitting in the shadows, waiting for the camera to turn off and watching their every move.